There we go. Isn't that nice? They're stuck unloader valve. On the air compressor. And at one time I had some airline antifreeze that apparently somebody else thought that they needed it worse than I do. So fucking thieving son of a bitches. It is this back here, right there where my finger's pointing. That's your unloader valve. So I'll go to the shed, try to find a wrench, take that off, and I'm sure it's going to be a funsy. Take it off and see if I can get it unstuck and put it back in there. I may take this airline off and pour some rubbing alcohol in there, but I don't think that's going to do any good because that just goes back to my tanks. So I'll bring you back. All right, friends and neighbors. Here's an unloader valve. What it does is when your air compressor builds up enough pressure, whatever you have it regulated at by the governor right there, when it gets up to 120, I like to run about 125 pounds air pressure, and then when it goes over that, either your unloader valve here pops open and releases the excess air out of there, see, or your air dryer, which is covered up on here, your air dryer is supposed to pop off, which the maintenance on the air dryer on this truck is near minimal. Let's just say that. Okay. So what happens, these get dirty, and sometimes the O-rings in them and what have you get wore out. But when I went through this last year, it doesn't take much moisture in there to block this open, and sometimes the little springs in there get weak also. But I'm going to take this in, warm it up, slosh a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there, and so if there's any moisture in it, hopefully it'll work again. If it doesn't, they're gonna have to bring me out one, and that'll make them happy, about as happy as I am right now. So we'll talk to you again in a minute. Okay, friends and neighbors, we got her cleaned up and put back on there, flushed it out with a little rubbing alcohol. So let's see what we get this time. That didn't help a bit. So I think we'll pull off an airline and dump some alcohol down an airline and see what happens. I'll bring you back again. There we go, friends and neighbors. Now we're building air. I took that big, let me get back, there you go. Now maybe you can hear me better. We're building air now. I took that big braided silver airline off the top of the compressor and went and got some airline antifreeze and poured probably about a pint down in there, and that took care of it right away. So, and I tell you, years ago, and it still works, if you can't get any airline antifreeze, get some rubbing alcohol, isopropyl or whatever, rubbing alcohol, and pour some of that down in there. It does the same thing, but this airline antifreeze, it protects, it doesn't wash all the seals and all that shit like rubbing alcohol might if you go a little overboard. So in a pinch, rubbing alcohol will do the same thing, and it works. I've done it. Shit, I've been driving for 40 years, and so anyway, there you can see that silver there, right there, that silver line. That's the line that goes on the air compressor. Take that off, pour alcohol or airline antifreeze down her old throat and see what happens. Yeah, she's still oh, we're getting closer. She's still not right. I couldn't find anything loose in there. It's the PPL. So yeah, I'm afraid my old radio, she's on the way out. I'll have to, I got my big buddy John, y'all met him. He's trucking. He's headed from Denton, Texas up to someplace Wisconsin to pick up a load, and then that's going off to the West Coast. So hopefully he can get out of Wisconsin and get cut across there before the next big snow that they're talking about, which is supposed to be any time from tomorrow till next weekend. Yeah, the weatherman around here, they can't chew it any finer than that. They don't know when. They don't have a clue. Anywhere from 2 to 18 inches. They don't frickin' know. So they don't even bother to look out the window. This morning, oh no, shit, it's gonna be, you know, nice and all this mess, and fuck, it was snowing. Excuse my language, but you know, if they're otherwise a more worthless job than being a politician, it's being a weather person. So, you know, right. Anyway, we're building air. We're up there 125 pounds, and we're doing good. So it'll dump here in a minute. So I'm going to let you guys go there and I'm sure, you know, all of you guys that have trucks, Ed Goslin and Brandon and Dad Strength, all you guys, you already know what I'm talking about here. So anyway, those of you that don't have trucks, you learned a little something, and I'm going to get off here before this video gets too long. I've already got a half dozen cuts. So have yourself a great day. Have a better tomorrow. Take care of each other, friends and neighbors, and happy trails.